Eric, this is Mrs. Skoglund. Just wanted to give you a little feedback on your summer assignment. So we're mostly going to be talking about Chapter 1 since that was the question that you starred, but I'll kind of reference some other parts of your project as we're going as well. So the first thing that I look for in a body paragraph, which is what this structure is a strong topic sentence, and ideally we want that to answer the question that was provided in a concise way so that you can get to the rest of the paragraph. So I felt like, Eric, you definitely answer the question. Like here you tell me like what the left side of the brain does and then what the right side does. But notice that it takes several sentences to get all that out. So I'd like to see maybe you tighten that up a little bit and make it a little bit more concise and to the point. That way you can get to the rest of your paragraph. The next thing I look for is actually at the end of your paragraph, and it's a concluding sentence. What we want that to do is to actually go back again to the question and almost kind of sum everything up, like, you know, clearly signal to the reader that the paragraph is ending. Most times, Eric, I noticed that you didn't have a concluding sentence, so I think that would be a good opportunity for revision where you could go back and add that in. All right, the next thing I looked at was evidence. I think, Eric, you are on the right track with what we call embedding, or like how you integrate your evidence. So for example, here you have, as he stated, when I looked at the faces, blah, blah, blah. And then down here in our recent history, but now our directed thinking. So those flow pretty smoothly, like even with the quote, it flows pretty smoothly with your own writing, which is what we want. Technically, you would want like a comma on this one, and this one wouldn't be capitalized since it's flowing together, but definitely on the right track there. The issue with your evidence, Eric, is that in every other L-directed paragraph that I looked at, you only had one or sometimes even no pieces of evidence. And at the sophomore level, we need you to have at least 2 per paragraph, so I did kind of have to count you down for that. And I would encourage you to make some revisions and to add in some more evidence. That sort of also affected your commentary, Eric. Like you can see, I've left a comment here. There's no commentary often after your pieces of evidence. And obviously, since in some of your paragraphs you only had 1 to begin with, there wasn't a lot of commentary. So again, just encourage you to go back and add that in. And to make sure that your commentary is really tying back to the question and not just sort of summarizing what's already been said. All right, lastly, I looked at conventions and citations. Conventions looked pretty good, Eric. Like I can tell you proofread. There's just a few instances like this sentence, for example, is really long. And so I would encourage you to like maybe read some things out loud and kind of make sure that everything sounds good. And then citations, we actually want the quote marks to end with the quote before the citation. No comma, just pink 23, and then a period. So we do want to clean those up and make sure those are consistent. I also looked at your R-directed activities, and I thought your mini saga especially was interesting. Definitely hard to do that in just 50 words. But I think that definitely makes you think about which words you were using, right? And so anyway, I just wanted to tell you that one was interesting for me to read. So just a little bit of feedback.